when the mission kind of from day one is a lot bigger and grander, quite frankly, and more altruistic, how much has that infused what you've been building over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I would say that is one of the biggest challenges we faced. From the beginning, Natalie was very clear that she wanted to build an organization where mission and capital could coexist, where we could lead with purpose, but also be profitable, because we recognized that if we were forming Angel City as differently as we were, which is to say 3 female founders that are building this club like it's a startup. So raising money as we go. Traditionally, when you buy a franchise, right, or you move a team, you have the net worth requirements to fund the business. So Natalie, Carrie, and I did not have the net worth requirements, nor did we have a stadium at the time. You know, we're fortunate that we live here in Los Angeles, where there are 2 dedicated specific soccer stadiums, not to mention the Rose Bowl and SoFi and the Coliseum. So we felt fairly comfortable that we could find a place to play, but it was not the way it was typically done. And so we knew that if we were going to build the company differently, the club differently, we also needed to have different results than, 90% of the other clubs, which, to be honest, just don't make money. A lot of investments in sports is a vanity project by the owner, or they have such an upside down P&L because they're building stadiums, or their salary cap is so high, or there isn't a salary cap, that it's just really hard for it to be economical purely on the business of the sport. If you take away maybe the real estate investments that go alongside it, or the other commercial properties that they try to build into their organization. So for us, from day one, it was lead with purpose and passion to drive to profitability. We're going to give back to the community. We're going to have an impact in Los Angeles, but we're also going to be profitable to show that there are different ways to build a business. We also knew, because the idea of Angel City really came out of Kara and Natalie's work at Time's Up, that from day one, this was bigger than a game. We were building this with an intent to inspire female leaders, to support female leadership, to build an organization that would have greater female representation, but also be reflective of our community, so diverse and inclusive. And to that, we have an ownership group that's over 70% women. The ownership group spans entertainment, Hollywood, media, sports. We have a team that is majoritively women as well. And so we knew that we were just going to build it differently. And for Angel City, leading with purpose is really important to us. We recognize that, there'd be a lot of people questioning what it is we do, because we're LA, because we have this star-studded investor group, and because it's really easy to say something and not do it. So for us, from day one, every time we said we'd do something, we actually did it at the same time. So the first example of that is when we announced in July of 2020, we announced Angel City Football Club, the soccer part. And then we also announced a multi-year partnership with the LA 84 Foundation and the Play Equity Fund. And we've done that every single step of the way. So we talk about it and we show it at the same time.
Yeah, it's been impressive to follow. And I do wonder, as you talk about building the investor group, thinking about the P&L in a very serious entrepreneurial way, is this a model that you're building? Are you laying a foundation for what maybe future clubs can mimic to not be a vanity project?
Yeah, I hope so. I think so. As it relates to the National Women's Soccer League and what we're building with Angel City Football Club, we benefit from the fact that a lot of our costs are constrained. We don't have to build a stadium. So I don't automatically have a $300, $400 million investment that I have to make. Fortunately, because we have Dignity Health Park and Bank of California, 2 places that we had the option to play. We also have a salary cap within the National Women's Soccer League. And so that limits the amount of money that can be spent on players, for better or worse. And that's, we can have that conversation, but it does mean that you can actually build a business, around its fundamentals. We have the ability to sell local media rights. But I also think what makes Angel City special is that we really think about fan engagement from the beginning. We believe that our players are our greatest asset. And we believe that fandom has changed. And you probably know this from your data and research, where, fans support players first, teams second, and leagues third. So the more that we can invest in the player, and the player can then use their platform and their voice to drive excitement for Angel City, which hopefully in return results in merchandise, ticket sales, right? Purchases of our brand products, because there's a brand affiliation and a common purpose. the greater the opportunity we have to drive revenue and to be profitable.